Hi, I'm Jade, and today I will be demonstrating foot massage. So always, stretch out your client's legs a little bit, pull on them gently, not hard. You just grasp around above the ankles and just pull a little bit. You can do that a couple times. And then I like to really stretch the client a little bit gently by pulling down on the toes. And at any point, if your client tells you it's uncomfortable, go ahead and move on, or just kind of let up a little bit on the stretch. I really feel as a therapist, working on the feet is extremely important because it's skipped a lot of the time, but you've got to remember we're standing on our feet all day long and we carry all of our weight, and we usually don't wear the best shoes in the world. So it's really important to take care of your feet because over time, as we get older, sometimes we can cause damage to them because we're very rough on them. We cram them in fancy shoes. We walk barefoot a lot, which can be good, and it can also be a problem. So you got to love the feet. And then gently pull on the legs a little. And then we'll start over here. And just pull straight out. And now we're going to stretch them forward. And your client will very likely feel the stretch all the way up the back of the calf. And you may even want to hold it for a little bit, whatever feels comfortable for both you and your client. Same thing over here. And we'll press the feet out. And rotate so your hands are on the outside and gently press them in. And just take a little bit of lotion or oil and warm it up on your hands, and then gently pull up and around. And continue to just cover the feet with some lotion. And remember, we've got trigger points in our feet, and the feet are pretty sturdy too, so don't feel like you have to be really gentle. But if it's too much, the client will let you know, or you can check in and ask. So I like to pull all the way out to the toes, all the way up. And then I take my thumbs and press towards the ankles. And then go around, like with your fingers around the ankles. Now, there's one thing to keep in mind here. If your client happens to be pregnant, you want to avoid the ankles, as that's a contraindication for pregnancy. It can induce labor. So we want to be conscious of that. And go all the way around. I like to scoop into the back of the leg and pull up behind the Achilles. And then wrap around the ankles, scoop down, up behind the Achilles, and do that a few times. Always remember for you to keep your shoulders relaxed. You don't want them rising up to your ears. And as you pull back, you lean back. So it's really nice to get in between the webs of the toes. It can get very tender there. You can either strip down with your thumb or pull towards the toes and then pop the toes. And do this all the way, each web. At any point, if you feel like you need more stability with the foot, you can lift it and place it underneath the palm of your hand. And I like to work the toes a little bit. Sometimes you're lucky and one of them pops and it's like a very good release. And then you can gently bend the foot back and take your two thumbs and gently move in a circular motion out towards, away from the inner part of the foot. So do circles. I like to start at the top, right behind the toes, a very neglected area. And I like to pull away, just strip to the sides and edges of the feet. And we're going to do this all the way down. One of the very tender areas is the arch. So it's very good to make sure to really press in there. And sometimes you'll feel like what a lot of therapists like to call crunchies. It can sometimes feel like tinfoil that's been crinkled up and rolled out again. And sometimes this is like adhesions, or a lot of runners will have this tenderness here. Is this pressure okay? Okay. It's very important to check in on the pressure on this for clients because this can be very, very sensitive. Another good area to work is the side right here. And you can do that with this motion, stripping it down. And I like to roll the foot out a little bit to do that. Do the other thing, pull all the way to the side. A lot of my clients will tell me after I've done like a good 20, 25 minutes on the feet, they can stand up and their feet feel more connected to the ground and honestly a little more flat and grounded. So, a lot of the runners always say, I feel like my feet can breathe again. After you've done the arches there, the balls of the feet tend to get sore too. So you want to do a nice circular motion. And sometimes you can use your knuckle, just around a few times, or strip it out. And strip out and pull all the way up. And out, all the way up on the edges. And then you can make a very light fist with your hands and just use your knuckles and run up and down the feet. And you can turn it at an angle, go up and down here. Next, I like to kind of rotate the foot for the client in a very passive. Don't let them help you. You do the work. And go clockwise and then counterclockwise. And gently tug on the foot. And then move on to the other side where you can repeat what you just did. Make sure you get all the lotion so you don't have any, like, because sometimes people's feet will be very dry, so you want to make sure you use enough so you're not feeling like you're stuck as you're moving along. Once you've got some lotion on this foot, you can start working the webbing with your thumb, kind of find the groove there and pull all the way out until you come out to the toe, and do that with each toe. The tinier ones are a little tricky, but no matter what, I promise you, the client will like it. Something also to always keep in mind is some people are very ticklish in the feet, so you can still massage their feet, but it's usually good to do is use more pressure, because that can kind of counteract that ticklish feeling. And then we'll get up here into the tops of the feet, right behind the toes. Do some circular motions here with your thumbs. Like I said, on the other side, if you feel crunchies, just kind of work through those, break those adhesions up. That'll help the feet feel more stretched out and relaxed. And a lot of people will have plantar fasciitis, and that will run right through the canal, right here. And so sometimes just a good strip all the way up. Foot massages you can never go wrong with. And you can even do this on your partner at night. When I'm at home, I kick my feet up on my husband's lap, and he does this for me. And then we'll work on those arches again. And there's no one set steps to how to do each foot or to make sure it's exactly the same as what you did on the other side. It's just all about making sure to hit those muscle groups. There are tons and tons of tiny little muscles in the feet. And then go to the ball of the foot, kind of crisscrossing, getting some friction in there, warming it up. And then we'll go to the ankles. And just strip straight down. And remember, just make a very relaxed fist. And we'll just go up and down the feet. And I like to scoop underneath the back of the foot there on the heel for a little more stability. And then you can turn it and your fist and go up and down in a straight line there. And then I like to take both of the legs again and gently give them a gentle pull. It helps release from the hips. And hold them there. I like to kind of shake them a little bit. You can do one at a time. Helps loosen up the hips, loosen up the legs. It makes the client sometimes feel like they had more than just their feet done. And do the other side. like to take the feet with both hands and pull straight up like you're squeezing them, like you're gonna wring them out. And then pressing down through the arches. And one more time. And stretch them down. Flip them, stretch them up, stretch them out, stretch them in. I always love just sometimes offering this to clients. Hey, why don't you just make an appointment for a 30-minute massage? It can do wonders for the whole entire body. And that is what a foot massage is if you were to make an appointment with me.